Alright, so yeah, I know a whole lot about things to come and shit that's going on, and it's just simply because I study. That's it. And it's not anything new. I've always been like that. Just nobody was willing to listen to me. Nobody wanted to listen to me on that hamster's treadmill, running in place, out there getting that paper money. I've always had my eyes on things that were farther ahead up the road because I seen what was going on around me and I knew what was up ahead. But I've had this huge enemy that I've yet to overcome that has kept me chained down to the ground, in and out of jails and prisons and institutions. I can't rise up and do anything for social justice until I do something about my own personal sobriety. I've tried this numerous times, and for those of you who think that it is simply a matter of willpower, then you know I respect your opinion, and I respectfully disagree, simply based on my own personal experience and my studies of neurology and chemical addiction and the effects of long-term addiction on the body and the brain. I bonded out of jail over a week ago. I got to sleep last night for the first time. I'm a real addict, a real alcoholic. There's no way possible for me to recreationally use drugs and alcohol. I go ham. The only solution for me is complete abstinence. That's not so easy. Like I said, I've tried it a bunch. In fact, I'll tell you a little story about turning myself in. Of course, anybody that was watching on here was watching all the crazy madness that was going on social media over it, which was mostly all, me basically just clowning, wrecking on the police, and making fun of all the do-gooders out there who was making sure to get in that spotlight and point out how bad of a person I was. And then there was also, on the flip side of that, all those people wanting that good guy badge on here, telling me how much they love me and begging me to turn myself in and do the right thing. Yeah, those people, the ones I didn't hear from the whole 7 months I was locked up. And that's part of the reason why I blooped out on here yesterday, just because so many fake-ass motherfuckers come on here acting like they give a fuck, trying to talk to a motherfucker, when really all they trying to do is just find some shit out, just being nosy. I ain't got no time for y'all. I don't. And that's what set me off yesterday. It didn't have a fucking thing to do with the government, the coronavirus, no, none of that bullshit, because I personally don't give a fuck about none of that. I've known it was coming for a long time. I've been studying Leo Lyons Zagami. That's who you need to read. Don't read no fucking none of that other dumbass bullshit, conspiracy theorists. Read from a real illuminist, a man who was initiated into the mysteries of life, and he had a change of heart. Read his shit if you want to know what's going on. But as far as what's going on right now with me is day one. I turned myself in back around Christmas, not because of the encouragement of all those loved ones and those fellow community members and all those people that were just on here so positively encouraging me to do the right thing. No, I didn't have nothing to do with none of them motherfuckers. I knew right then y'all didn't give a fuck. In fact, I was pissed off more at y'all than I was the police that was kicking down my mama's door, cussing her out, looking for me. Because I knew that y'all's fake-ass motherfucking, all the bullshit loose rap that y'all was on here talking was just simply that, bullshit loose rap. Let me say something positive so that motherfuckers think that I'm a good person and I care. Motherfuckers, y'all don't care about nothing. I'm not going to get into all that. I'm not going to get pissed off about it today. I'm glad that y'all did as I asked and stopped with all the bullshit loose rap. But anyway, I turned myself in for my recovery. See, when I got out of prison in 2018, I was on the streets maybe 5 months because of the reentry program is in the United States for corrections is that's where the revolving door gets its oil from. That's what keeps it spinning around. That reentry program is not designed to reintroduce inmates into society. It is designed to keep inmates chained inside that fence. That's the biggest money-making corporation on the planet right now. The Correctional Industrial Complex. Locking people up is where they make their money. I was forced onto the streets of Lexington. My PO would not allow me to come home to Western Kentucky where I had family and places to go. Property of my own to just come here and chill on. Wouldn't let me. Said I needed to stay in Lexington regardless of whether or not I had somewhere to go or not. They had somewhere for me to go, and they forced me into a homeless shelter. Well, anybody that's seen me, anybody that was watching yesterday sees I ain't got a very long fuse. And when you light that motherfucker, I go off. So, usually, that involves me getting intoxicated, fighting somebody, cussing the wrong person out, some stupid shit like that. But this time, it involved me walking away from that shelter that they had put me in and drinking myself into a blackout and robbing somebody. Or that's what they call it. They call it robbery. Really what happened was no more than just jerking something out of another man's hand on campus. Just some stupid drunk shit's all it was. Some drunken disorderly that they have me charged with robbery and PFO 1 for. 10 flat, day for day. That's what that carries. Yet, let a child molester go out here and touch a kid or some shit like that, and they'll give them 3 years, let them out, just to do it again, over and over and over. I've been caught up in the system since I was 16 years old as a side effect of my problems with substance abuse and untreated mental health issues. So, if you think that they're doing some shit with the coronavirus, or there's some kind of conspiracy going on with Donald Trump and the conservatives, or any of that bullshit, yeah, there's some shit going on there with that, but this has been going on a whole lot longer than 2020, y'all. And this whole coronavirus, it's just a distraction. Yeah, that shit's real. People getting sick from it, and the elderly are dying from it, but it's also a genetically modified organism. It's not natural. It was designed to do exactly what it's doing. Create chaos and distraction from what's really going on. And that's the drug trade, as it always has. Now, I don't know how it is where you're at right now, but I'm in Western Kentucky. And I turned myself in to get sober. And there's more drugs in the jail that I just come out of than there is out here on these streets. How do you think that happens? Come on now. That part's not my business. My business is having the ability to say no because I'm a junkie. I can't just get a little buzz and enjoy it. No. I get a little high and then I want to take everybody else's drugs. I want to take all of their commissary out of their box. That's me. And then I end up getting in more trouble doing shit like that. Because that demon gets inside of me and he gets hungry. And he can't never satisfy his hunger. And if I quit right now and I'm sober for 20 years and I relapse in 20 years, there won't be no gradual progress to get back to the amount that I was taking. No, I'll start right back off where I left off. This isn't going to get any easier. It's not going to get any softer. Every time I put one in me, it's going to be just as angry as it was the last time. Just as chaotic as it was the last time. And this is going on with chemicals that we put into our bodies that aren't natural, that are made by man. And right now, that's the epidemic. Methamphetamines and heroin is the epidemic. That's the pandemic that they don't want you to know about. So, you want to bitch and complain about some shit, put the coronavirus on pause, and look at how many people's dying right now because of drugs. Your government's doing that too. They have been.